Holy shit, you have to see this documentary. It's called This Film Is Not Yet Rated. And ironically, it has been rated as NC-17, which is what they call X rating nowadays, because of just a few sexual and violent content that only illustrates how the movie business works and what is and isn't acceptable and things like that. I would call this movie the moderator movie, because that's essentially what it is. It is essentially how moderators are a business, and they are a very powerful, very illegal, very shady business that does many things that are both criminal and downright evil. And all of this, and it permeates our culture. It permeates the entirety of news media, entertainment, everything. It isn't just on the internet. It isn't just a particular guy banning people wrongly. It isn't just YouTube. It isn't just anything. It is at the core of the technology itself. And to just write it off as, oh, you're mad you got banned on 4chan or something, is missing the point. And sometimes I think that maybe these guys are working for the moderators, because how can you be so stupid? How can you think, after all this time I've talked about it, that I'm just upset because I got banned from a couple of places? No. You know, it's the fact that I work hard to make my content, and I try to make intelligible, decent content that both informs people and in a way that intrigues them and entertains them and makes them want to come back for more. That's all I do here. I just want to enlighten some people, and I want to do so without being infringed upon. I'm not here to even make money. I've never once made a check off of my YouTube videos, even though I signed up for partnership and shit, which brings up the shady part, how, you know, you sign up for partnership to get immunity and to generate money for both of you, but yet somehow only one end is getting the paychecks. So, you know, there's all kinds of shit that goes on. And it's ironic that usually the videos of mine that get deleted are the ones that pertain to the law and the ones that pertain to best articulating the problems with moderators, because they don't want you to know about it. They want you to just think I'm some butthurt guy that gets banned from a lot of places. But you have to ask yourself, when does it stop becoming a problem of the individual and starts becoming a problem with the institution itself? You know, am I really that bad of a guy where I just get fucking banned everywhere? Really? What could I possibly say or do to be extradited from every single institution, every single website? Clearly there's something more at work here. Because if I was just yapping away and people were offended and don't like what I say, who the fuck cares? Really, who does that hurt? But to have these institutions in place does hurt people. It hurts the content. It hurts the intelligence of everyone. It hurts their exposure. It hurts the socialization process. We're living in an age where we have the audacity to use words like social networking. But there is no social in that networking. It's the anti-social network. It is the network of a bourgeois elite that gets to decide fucking everything. But meanwhile, we're worried about government. Stop worrying about government. Government isn't doing this shit. And in fact, it hurts government when businesses do these kinds of things, because it delegitimizes the government. It makes the government look bad. It basically weakens the government's power. And in the long run, it's only going to hurt the politicians and their families and things like that, along with the rest of us. So no, it isn't government. If there was government involved, there would be far less totalitarianism involved, because we democratically elect our government. Our government has a bureaucratic system that actually works half the time. So, no, it would not be nearly as bad if the government was behind it. And then, of course, you have moderators like Alex Jones and David Icke that tell you otherwise. Isn't that something? Rich, white, privileged people telling you to blame government instead of blaming the rich, white, privileged people. So, you know, I'm only going to say, check out this documentary, see for yourself, and just further validate what I've been saying all along. Because I'm not going to argue with people like Candy Cow or Mark Anthony. They're fuckwits, and if they honestly think they have any bearing on what moderators do or don't do, they're living in a dream world. I have news for Candy Cow. YouTube doesn't give a fuck what he thinks. He flags my videos all day, every day, and I guarantee you, it has nothing to do with Candy Cow flagging my videos, why my channels get taken down, and why I get harassed and bullied and tormented. It has to do with the fact that YouTube knows how Jim Profit operates, and they don't like Jim Profit. That would happen with or without Candy Cow's existence. His existence is literally irrelevant to the equation. And while that might piss him off, while that may be hard for him to come to terms with, that's the reality of the fact. The reality is him licking the asshole clean of YouTube moderators has no bearing on what goes down. What goes down is because of what I do, what I try to inform people of, and what YouTube has a special interest in. That's it. And the sooner people start realizing that, the sooner they'll start to realize why I talk about moderators so much.